Another day, another series. Number 155 ready to go on the hot stove here. We got two teams from the same era, two teams that played in the early part of the history of the game, right around the time when baseball was changing greatly, going from small ball to long ball. But these two teams probably favored the small ball variety. We got famous franchises playing out against each other in a best of seven. Glad you're with us. Series 155. Let's go ahead and take a quick introduction here of the teams involved. First of all, the 1918 Cincinnati Reds, a year away from winning the pennant and being part of that big Black Sox scandal. They will also win it all in 1919 during that scandal. In 18 here, under famous manager Christy Mathewson, they went 68 and 60. Remember, this was the war-shortened year of 1918, so only 128 games played. They were third in the National League. Some talent here, however. You might recognize Hal Chase. He was 35 already. Maybe not the most honest and upright character, but he could hit. He was 301 and winding down his career. Big influence in the clubhouse, of course, as well. But real stars of the team, maybe Heine Groh hitting at 320. Stealing 11 bases. He drove in 37 from third base. And Ed Roosh, 333, 62 RBIs, 24 stolen bases. He's a big star on this team. Greasy Neal also had a good run at it, but he only hit 270 this year with 32 RBI. Tommy Griffith, 269 with 48 driven in. And Cherry McGee there with 76 RBIs, hitting 298, 14 steals. McGee will be a big part of this team as well. So not a lot of runs driven in, some speed on the bases, some high averages. But of course the Reds probably didn't put a ton of runs on the board. They just slapped the ball, made contact, ran the bases well, played good defense, and made things happen. And some pretty good players. Lena Blackburn, Ivy Wingo, Lee McGee, rounding off some of the talent there. Pitching-wise, during the era, of course, heavy innings being pitched by a number of pitchers. Hod Eller here, 16 and 12, 236, minuscule ERA. Good performance in the year for him. Pete Schneider, 10 and 15, lost a few more games for him there. His ERA a little bit high for the era, allowed 106 runs and walked 117 men. Very unusual. So control was his issue there. Jimmy Ring at 9 and 5, and Fred Toney at 6 and 10. They had the next amount of innings that would accumulate, but it looks like they were really 5 men here who got a lot of innings. You can see Rube Bresler, 128 innings, and even Dolph Luke at 27, 6 and 3. He went 83 innings. So a number of arms being used in the season by Christy Mathewson, and that should be interesting in our series, as no clear-cut ace. The Reds will depend a lot on their pitching. Maybe we'll see Schneider be avoided a little bit, but low scoring is probably the route they want to go, and they do have to deal with one of the best hitters in the history of the game, as the opposition for the Reds is going to be Ty Cobb, the 1923 Detroit Tigers. We've already seen Cobb a little bit, and he is actually the player manager of this team a little bit later in Cobb's career, maybe 18 to 20 years in already for Cobb, and they were 83 and 71. A good Tiger team, underrated to say the least here, but their real star was Harry Heilmann, who hit 403. Yes, that's not a misprint. 403 for Heilmann, 18 home runs, 115 RBIs. Truly one of the best hitters of his era. Heilmann also had a great tutor in Cobb, who was 36 at this time, still hit 340, and still was able to drive in 88 runs. The speed diminishing a little bit, but Cobb could definitely still swing the bat and get it done. But Heilmann's obviously the star here. Fred Haney drove in 67, and Topper Rigney, RBIs in the 70s, as he was the shortstop. Johnny Basler, the catcher, and Bobby Veach. We've seen him before as well. 321 his average. Veach, a good hitter, although not much power and didn't drive in many, but had some speed as well. Bob Jones at third. Lou Blue, One of the easiest names to pronounce, at least for me, who goes through a lot of these names through the history of the game. Lou Blue hit 284 with 46 RBIs and a 371 slugging, but got on base on a very high clip as well, 402. Heilman there with that 481, and Cobb consistently over 400. Heine Manouche there, you'll see as well, only 21 years old. Manouche, one of the big stars on the bench, he hit 334. Del Pratt, also a player to keep an eye on at 35 years old, but Manouche definitely should be talked about because he probably will see a lot of action on a very talented Tiger team. Hooks Doss, 20-game winner, 21-13 at 362 for Doss. Herman Plate, 14-19, the ERA a little bit higher for him, and Ken Halloway, very high, along with Rip Collins. Halloway at 11-10, Collins at 3-7. Although Burt Cole had 163 innings pitched, he started in 13 games, and Syl Johnson as well with 18 games started. So the obvious problem for Cobb and his team was really the pitching. Other than Doss here, some arm issues, even in the bullpen. So maybe a weak link for the Tigers, although the Reds are not the most formidable lineup in the game. Should be interesting to see how they fare against the Tigers. So best of 7, like I mentioned, two teams only 5 years apart. Two very good teams from the era. It's the Reds and the Tigers playing best of 7. First two games are going to be at Navin Field. The Tigers get the slight edge on the record, so they get the home field advantage. Middle portion's going to be in Cincinnati. A Midwest battle between these two teams. One American, one National League. And I think it's pretty evenly matched, to be honest with you. Looking at game 1, you got Hot Eller taking the mound for the Reds against Hooks Doss. As we started off from Navin Field, this is Series 155, Eye of the Park Baseball 20. And again, we present the 1918 Cincinnati Reds against Ty Cobb and the 23 Detroit Tigers. Let's head straight out to the action and get this best of 7 started. So here we go now. Sherry McGee, the hitter, up against the against the Tigers. We're in the second inning. McGee facing Doss. Here's the pitch. And this ball's hit deep to center field, way back there. That ball's to the wall. And it's going to be a double for McGee. He gets on second base. That ball deep as part of the park. Doesn't leave the yard, but what a shot by McGee. Here's Tommy Griffith now hitting. And Griffith goes into the gap. This is going to put the Reds on top first. 1-0 Cincinnati. They get on the board here to start off game number 1. Griffiths with an RBI. Here's Ivy Wingo as the Reds continue the inning. And this is line to right field. That's going to be a base hit. 2-0 Cincinnati. The Reds coming off out of the gates very quickly, and they're not finished yet. Heine Groh with the man on third, and Groh is going to go up middle. That'll get through. 3-0 Cincinnati. 4-0 is 2-run score on the 2-run single by Groh. The Reds now leading 4-1 as we move to the bottom of the third. Here come the Tigers. Lou Blue at the plate with 2 on. And Blue will line a single to center field. That gets down. Run around in third. It is now 4-2 as the Tigers turn things around here, trying to make the comeback that they need. We move now to the bottom of the fourth with 2 on and nobody out. Hot Eller in a big spot. Stoss is the man at the plate. The bunt is put down. It's a good one. Play at first is in time, but the runners will advance. So the tying runs now for Detroit on the bases. And Ty Cobb is the hitter. And Cobb will line this one past the third baseman. 1 run is in. 2 runs are going to score. Who else but Ty Cobb, the player manager, ties the game with a 2-run single. It is now 4-4 in this ball game. We'll move to the 5th. 2 outs for Blackburn, who's got 2 on, and this is popped up. Should be playable. Coming on over is the catcher. He's got it. Basler makes the play. 4-4 our game. Bottom of the 5th. Heine Manouche, the hitter. facing Hod Eller. And Manouche goes deep to center. That's up against the wall. Manouche is going to make it to second with a leadoff double here in the 5th inning as the Tigers have fought back, and now they're looking to take the lead. Manouche on third with Basler up there and 1 out. Here's the 2-2 pitch. The infield is in. This is hit to second. Plays made there. They hold the runner. So a nice play there. And now Del Pratt, the last hope here in the inning. Pratt takes ball 4. He'll go to first base. And Fred Haney now with 2 on and 2 out. Hits it to short. To second. Plays made there. The inning will be over. The game remains tied at 4. We're in the 6th inning. Ivy Wingo, the hitter. Full count. This ball's hit into right field. It is going to drop. A hit for Wingo. Here's Hod Eller. Eller puts down a bunt. It's a good one. Throw to second. And everybody is safe. Eller with the bunt single. And now Heidi Groh, the hitter. And Groh goes into the gap. That ball's going to get down. Big hit here for the Reds. Multiple runs look like they're going to score. They will. 2-run double there by Heidi Groh, who makes it 6-4 now. 7-4, the Reds take the lead. Topper Rigney, the hitter. We move to the 6th. Rigney singles to left. It is the 10th hit of the game for the Tigers. And here's Heilman, 2 on, 7-4 game. And he drills one to center field. That ball's up against the wall. 1 run in. Another man's going to hold up. It is 7-5 as Heilman gets an RBI here with 1 out in the 6th inning. Manouche, the hitter, 2-run game, 1 out, infield in. There's a walk, so the Tigers load the bases. And Lou Blue with a big chance. Blue, however, is going to pop this one up. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be caught. Runner tags, however. Here's the throw. He beats it. 7-6 our score. Rigney beats the throw. I didn't think he would risk it. He did. And now Johnny Basler with the chance. Basler takes ball 4, so it's going to be bases loaded. 7-6 ball game here in the 6th inning. And Del Pratt, the hitter. Pratt lines it to center field, but that's going to be caught right at the center fielder rush. Game remains 7-6. It's a tight one. Greasy Neal now the hitter. And Neal lines it deep to right, looking up near the wall and the fence. Home run, Neal. Out of the park. Solo shot. It is 8-6 now, Cincinnati. Dolph Luke, the hitter. We're in the 8th inning. Still a 2-run game. Collins has come in to pitch. Here's a liner to center field. So runner on second. Roosh at the plate. 8-6 game. 2 outs. This ball's hit back to the mound. No play to be made as it's an infield hit there. The throw is late. So runners on the corners, but nothing doing. We'll move to the bottom of the 8th. 8-6. Heilman now the hitter. And Heilman will line this one to right field. That's going to drop. Hit for the Tigers. And Manouche the hitter. Manouche will line this one to center field, but that should be playable. Coming on over there is the center fielder, Roosh. So we got a 9th inning now that we're starting. Tommy Griffith up there facing Rip Collins. It's 8-6. This ball's hit to center field. Another hit for the Reds. Let's see if they can add any insurance. They cannot. So we move to the bottom of the 9th inning, an 8-6 game. Dolph Luke going the distance against Johnny Basler. This ball's hit to second. Nice play there by the second baseman. Modee makes the play. 2 outs now. Fred Haney to try to keep it alive. Luke delivers. This ball's hit to second again. Nice play. That'll do it. The Reds come into Detroit and win Game 1 8-6. A back and forth battle goes the way of Cincinnati. Always good as the road team to win that opener. Ivy Wingo 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Heine Grow 2 for 4. He had 4 RBIs. Big game for Grow. And Heilman a big game. 4 for 5 for the losing side. What a hitter he is. He had a double and an RBI. Doss the loser. Eller the winner. And Luke gets the save. It is Cincinnati that takes the 1-0 lead in the series over Detroit. They win a close one. 8-6 the final. And this series is ongoing here as we move to Game 2. Set up again for Detroit. We got Jimmy Ring facing Herman Paulette. Crucial Game 2 here as the Reds try, if they can, to steal another one on the road. And the Tigers look to defend their home field. Let's head out to Navin Field for Game number 2. So leading off the ball game, it's Heine Grow as we start game number 2. And this ball is hit into the corner there down the line in left field. It's going to be a double for Grow as the Reds start the game with an extra base hit. Ned Roosh now at the plate. Roosh will hit this grounder up middle. It gets into the center field area, and this run is going to score. So Cincinnati will go up 1-0 on the Roosh RBI single. To the bottom of the second, Fred Haney with 2 on. Nobody out. And this ball is hit into the hole in left field. So the base is loaded now for Detroit. Nobody out. Big chance here in the second inning. Jimmy Ring in the jam. And this ball's hit hard to center field by Herman Paulette. It might clear the bases. 1 run in, 2 runs in. Runner stopping at third. The Tigers take the lead on the Paulette double with nobody out. It is now 2-1 Detroit. 3-1 our score as we move to the third. McGee the hitter. And McGee goes into the corner in left field. More hits coming in this one as both teams have woken up offensively. It's going to be a triple. 3 base hit, RBI, and this is now a 3-2 game as McGee comes through. And Ed Roosh now with a chance to try to tie the game. He hits it to second. Runner's going to score, and we are tied at 3 as the Tigers concede the run, and we're even again. Here's Del Pratt with the man on second, 2 outs. And Pratt goes into the gap, and he puts the Tigers right back up. Back and forth we go here in Game 2. Detroit back up. Pratt with an RBI, and it is 4-3 now. Haney the hitter. Let's see if he can extend the lead. And Haney goes into the hole. There's another hit. Run around in third. The throw to the plate's going to bounce and be late. It is 5-3 now. Tigers stepping up here as we move to the fourth. Wingo the hitter. Wingo is going to continue the hit barrage. Both offenses, like we said, on fire. Second and third here with only 1 out as the Reds look to bounce right back in this ball game. Jimmy Ring, the pitcher at the plate, infield in, 1 out. Ring is going to pop this one up. That'll be easy, so 2 outs here. And we've moved now to the 5th inning, still 5-4. It's Detroit ahead and McGee up there. McGee will hit it to center field. More extra bases here. McGee's going to make it to second with the double to lead off the 5th inning. Roush now the hitter. Full count. Here's the pitch. This ball is hit to right field, and it is going to tie this game at 5. Eddie Roche comes through with a double. 5-5 our score. Both teams going back and forth in this ball game. And Sherry McGee back at the plate. Nobody out still. McGee will lift this one into the gap. That's going to be hard to get to. It drops in there in front of the center fielder. 5-5 ball game, 2 on, nobody out for Griffith. There's a walk, so bases loaded, nobody out for the Reds. And Greasy Neal with the chance. Neal goes past the first baseman, diving to make the play. He can't. 1 run scores. They get the backup runner at the plate. He's out. But Neal gets an RBI, and it's 6-5 now, and the inning's still not over. Blackburn the hitter, 1 out. And Blackburn's going to go to right field, to the wall. That's in the corner, a fair ball. 2 more runs score. Make it a triple. 8-5 Reds. They've broken it open here with a big inning. Blackburn has driven in 2 more. And it is now 8-5. Make it 9-5 as we go to the 6th inning. Cobb on first. Rigney at the plate. The Tigers trying to rally. And they do that with another extra base hit. Cobb's heading to third. Let's see if they send him. Ty Cobb coming in. 9-6. The Tigers get on the board on the double. 6th inning. Cincinnati already with 14 hits. Heilman the hitter. Nobody out still. And Heilman takes a walk. So we have first and second. Manouche the hitter. Nobody out. 3-run game. And there's another walk. So the base is loaded now for the Tigers. A huge opportunity in this game. Lou Blue the hitter. Infield is in. And this ball's hit into right field. Diving catch out there. Nice play by Griffith. The run's going to score, but he saves more damage. It is 9-7 now. 1 out for Basler. Basler hits this one to second. They get the man at second. Relay to first is in time. Pretty double play. 9-7 remains our score. It's Cincinnati in control. 10-7 as we move to the bottom of the 7th. Bobby Veach the hitter. And Veach will line this one up the middle with 1 out and a man on. So runner moving to third. And the tying run will come up for Detroit. In this offensive game, it's Ty Cobb facing Dolph Luke. And Cobb is going to pop this one up. It'll drop and they get the man at second. So runners on the corner for Rigney. 2 outs. Grounded up the middle, another hit. That's going to score a run. Cobb without hesitation heads to third. And it is 10-8 now. Detroit fighting back in this back and forth game. Harry Heilman has a chance. He represents the go-ahead run. 2 outs. Heilman lines a single to the left. 10-9 our score. Heilman comes through. It's the 13th hit for the Tigers. And Manouche with a chance now to give his side the lead. He hits a grounder to first. It'll be taken unassisted, but 2 runs scored by the Tigers. So it's a 10-9 game as we move to the 8th inning. Anybody's game, really. We're in the bottom of the 8th now with Lou Blue up there to lead it off. And the Reds hang on. There's a walk, so that's not a good start. Basler now the hitter. Basler misses the bunt. But he is on first after a walk, and here's Del Pratt, nobody out. This one's lifted to center field. It's going to drop. Run around in third. We got a tie game at 10. The Tigers fight all the way back to tie the game on the Pratt single. So with nobody out, they have a chance to take the lead now. Haney lines it to center. Great play out there. Runner will tag. After the big catch by Roosh, doesn't matter. The Reds fall behind here 12-10 in the 8th inning. We move now to Topper Rigney, who's going to try to extend the lead with 2 outs. Rigney will go to center field. Another hit. It's the 15th hit of the game for the Tigers, the 30th of the game overall. And here's Heilman. Heilman strokes a single. That's going to get down. Base is loaded with 2 outs. Tigers looking really to put this game out of reach. They can't do it, however. We'll move to the 9th, still 12-10. Roy Moore has come in. And this one is hit short with 1 out. No play to be made. He had to eat that one for an infield hit. So here comes Griffith. He represents the tying run. This ball's hit center field. On the run out there is the second baseman who makes it. He makes the play for the second out. And Greasy Neal, the last man standing here in the 9th inning for the Reds. Up, on the run to try to make the play in foul territory. A very nice play by the third baseman. He makes it. Jones with the catch, and that will do it. The Tigers come from behind to win game number 2, 12-10, in an offensive showcase, and it is now tied 1 game apiece in this best of 7. Del Pratt with 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored. Fred Haney 3 for 4. Elena Blackburn 2 for 3 with a triple, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Collins the win, Luke the loss, Moore the save. And the Tigers refuse to go down twice at home. They win game number 2 in a score fest, both teams with 16 hits. But it was that 3-run 8th inning that put the Tigers on top. Harry Heilman coming through, among others, in a very good offensive, exciting ball game. But it is a wash as both teams split in Detroit. And we head now to Crosley Field for game number 3. It's Syl Johnson for the Tigers against Roy Mitchell, as both teams now look to get the edge. It is a best of 5, and we got 3 in a row now in Cincinnati. Let's see if the Reds take advantage of home field and how things play out. So let's head out to game 3 for the action as we continue this exciting series. Bottom first inning, runners on the corners here for Ed Roosh. Roosh will go deep to right field. This ball's going to be caught, however. Let's see if the runner tags. He will. Throw to the plate's going to be late. And the Reds get on the board again first. I think they've got an on board first in most of these games. And Ivy Wingo now to hitter. Wingo goes to center field. Another base hit. Let's see if they send the runner. They will. It's going to be 2-0 Reds. They get on the board again here in the second with a 2-out hit. And it's 2-zip. As we move to the third, Ty Cobb now at the plate with a man on. And Cobb lift this one deep to right. As it's got the distance, it does. Ty Cobb into the bleachers. Home run here in the third inning to tie the game. Cobb lines that one over the fence, 403 feet. What a swing by the Georgia Peach. 2-2 tie, and here's Manouche with a man on second. Manouche will drop this one in the center field. Runner's going to round third, and it's going to be 3-2 Tigers. They take the lead on the Manouche single. So they bounce back in this game, and we move to the fifth, the 3-2 game. Here come the Tigers again. Hopper Rigney at the plate with nobody out. Rigney goes to third. This will be played at second. Relay for a double play. It is turned by the Reds. To the sixth we go. Lee McGee, the hitter. Bill Johnson delivers. This ball's hit to center field. It's a base hit by McGee. So he's on first. Ed Roche, the hitter. Roche takes ball 4, and with nobody out, here come the Reds. They got first and second. McGee's the hitter. Center field for Sherry McGee. Here comes Cobb. He's going to get there. Runner will hold, so that's the first out here in the sixth inning. Tommy Griffith, the hitter, against Johnson. This ball's popped up. Should be playable. Coming on over to make the play is the shortstop. That's out number 2. You see Neal now with 2 outs and 2 on, and Neal strikes out. That'll do it. So it's 3-2 here in the sixth. Still the Tigers with the advantage. To the seventh we go. Ivy Wingo now facing Rip Collins. And this ball's hit in front of the mound. A tough play. He's going to beat out an infield hit. So with a 1 out, we got a man on first base, and Mitchell's the hitter. Mitchell puts down a bunt. It's a good one. Play will be made at first. Runner to second. So with 2 outs, the Reds have the tying run in scoring position for High Negro. And here's a ground ball too short. Will they make the play? They will. Nice play there. Rigney makes it, and we move to the 8th. 3-2 Tigers, and Lee McGee now the hitter. Collins still in the game. This ball's drilled into left, but caught out there by Manouche. Ball was hit hard, but 2 outs now for Sherry McGee. Sherry McGee with a single, so that is the 8th Reds hit here with 2 outs in the 8th inning. And Tommy Griffith now with a chance to try to keep a 2-out rally going, but he hits this one to second. Play will be made there. We move to the 9th. The Tigers holding on, 3-2. 2 outs here for Fred Haney, who's facing Roy Mitchell. Ball lifted over the third baseman's head, so with 2 outs, the Tigers looking for some insurance. They won't get it, however. We move bottom of the 9th. Roy Moore facing Greasy Neal, 3-2 game. This ball's pounded to center field. Here comes Ty Cobb coming in hard. Nice play by Cobb. He catches it, and Blackburn now the hitter. Blackburn hits it to center field. This ball is going to be caught. That's 2 gone. And Ivy Wingo the hitter. Wingo to center field. Will Cobb get to this one? He will. That'll do it. The Tigers hold on here in Game 3. They win it 3-2 on the road. To jump back up in front 2-1, it was the Ty Cobb home run. That was the difference in this game. He nailed it in the 3rd inning. 3 for 4 for the day for Cobb. Roy Mitchell went the distance for the Reds in the loss. And Sills Johnson pitched 6 innings and got the win for the Tigers. Moore his 2nd save of the series. Cobb the player of the game. And Detroit takes the advantage now as they win on the road. 3-2 here in game number 3. And set themselves up nicely for the remainder 2. They're guaranteed at least either to close out the series here in Cincinnati or head back home to do so as they get the leg up 2-1. Ray Francis now take the mound for the Tigers in a big one against Hod Eller. Game number 4 coming up. The Reds looking to respond as they've fallen behind now, but they get the games now continuing at their home park to try to get even here, at least starting with game number 4. So let's head out to Crosley Fields for the excitement. Game 4 coming up between the Reds and the Tigers. Second inning, Johnny Basler the hitter, no score. Basler goes into the hole in right field, and that's going to get through. Runner moves to third, so the Tigers putting up a threat here in the 2nd inning. Pratt the hitter. Pratt goes up the middle, and that will put the Tigers up 1-0. Pratt with an RBI single here in the 2nd inning. Basler goes to second. And it is Ty Cobb now with 2 on. And Cobb goes into the hole. That's going to get through. 1 run in. Another man going to score. He's going to beat the throw. RBI single. Make it 2 RBI for Ty Cobb. It is 3-0 Tigers. And we move bottom of the 2nd. Lena Blackburn up as the Reds try to answer. And Blackburn goes to first. That'll be out at second. Relay back not in time, or no throw there. So runners on the corners for the Reds now. Actually, runner on first. We are in the 3rd. Ed Roush up there with the chance, and he drives it into the corner and right. That's a fair ball. Let's see if they send the lead runner. They will. Throw to the plate is late, and the Reds get one back. It's 3-1 now in this ball game. Griffith a chance to cut the lead even more. Griffith lines to center field, a base hit. It is now 3-2. Runner moving to third, so Cincinnati right back at it here. Cutting the deficit, and they have a bigger chance now as Greasy Neal's up there with the tying run on third. Neal's going to go to second. Tough play there is made, but the Tigers get out of it. The Reds do score twice. It's a 3-2 ball game, 5th inning. Basler back up there with 2 on. And this is hit past the first baseman. Run around in third. It is now 4-2 Tigers. Basler comes through again in this ball game. And Del Pratt with another chance. 2 on, full count. That is outside. So the base is loaded for the Tigers as they try to capitalize on this opportunity. Fred Haney up with 2 outs, full count. Ball 4. They walk in another run. It's 5-2 Tigers. Smith can't find the plate. A big opportunity now. 5-2 our score. They got through in the 5th inning. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Man on, nobody out. This one's hit past the third baseman, so 2 men on. Jerry McGee, the man at the plate. McGee will pop this one up. That should be playable. The second baseman is there. So with a 1 out, it's Tommy Griffith. And Griffith lines a single to left. That'll get down. Run around in third. He's going to score. So a run here for the Reds. 5-3 the score. And Greasy Neal now the hitter. 2 on. This one's hit to first. Play made there. 2 outs. Runners on the corners for Lena Blackburn. Blackburn lines this one to right field. Will the play be made? It is. A diving catch out there and left. Beautiful play. Leaving his feet is Heilman. And a 5-3 game here as we move to the 6th inning and opened up here by the Tigers. 8-4. They got 3 more in the 6th. And with 2 outs, Ed Roche up there. The deficit much bigger now, but this one's drilled into left center, off the wall. It'll get 1 back for Cincinnati. Roush is heading for third, and it is 8-5. As we got another high-scoring game here in this series, they seem like they all have been. Offense has been king. It's still 8-5. Now it's 9-7 as both teams continue back and forth. We're in the 8th inning. Lou Blue, the hitter. And Blue's going to line the 14th Tiger hit. That'll drop in there. And Johnny Basler back up there, who's had a game. The pitch outside. Here's the throw to first. They're going to get the runner. They got him. He tried to move on the play, and guns a-blazing. He is thrown out. And Basler now up with a 1 out and nobody on. Basler gets the single up the middle. He's had a big game. We move now to the 8th, 2 outs. Sherry McGee at the plate. This is single to left field. So the 17th hit for the Reds, but it doesn't seem to be enough. We move now to the 9th inning. Fred Haney, the hitter. 9-7 our score. Haney gets a hit. Push that one through. 2 outs, 2 on for Topper Rigney. And this one's lined in the right field. Base is loaded now for Detroit. Their 17th hit. It's 10-7. We move to the bottom of the 9th. Lou Blackburn up there with the man on. Nobody out. This one hit deep to right over the right fielder's head. That's going to get down. Run around in third. We got another triple. The 18th Reds hit. It is 10-8 the score. Blackburn an RBI triple. And Ivy Wingo up there now. He represents the tying run. This one's hit and it'll drop. 10-9. Runner moving to second base. So the Reds coming back. Nobody out. 10-9 our score. The tying run's going to be on second base. 3 doubles in the game for Wingo. Here's Dolph Luke. Luke gets down the bunt. Here comes the third baseman. He makes the play, but the tying run now is at third base. So a big chance here for the home team to tie it up. Heine Groh with a hitter. Ole Olsen on the mound. Here's the pitch. This one's hit to left field. Fairly shallow. The runner has to hold. He doesn't test the arm. So it is 10-9 now. 2 outs. Lee McGee, the last hope in this ballgame for the home team. Here's the 2-1 pitch. This is hit to second. Should be playable. Nice play there. It is made. Rigney makes the out, and the Tigers survive 10-9. In another wild one in this series, Detroit escapes after a back-and-forth hitters duel. A ton of hits in this one, but it is Detroit that gets the win, and they move up 3-1 in this series. Lou Blue 2 for 3, 2 runs scored. Ty Cobb drove in 2. He was 2 for 4. And Ivy Wingo with his 3 doubles, 3 for 5, 2 runs, 1 run and 2 RBI scored. A boatload of hits from both teams. Francis the winner, Eller the loss, and Olsen gets the save as the Tigers now in command of this series. Moving it to Game 5, they have the edge. They'll look to end it by winning it on the road. They're in complete command because they got the 2 home games on their plate as well. Can the Reds survive, at least take it 1 game at a time and try to win at home here in Game 5? It is going to be Hooks Doss against Jimmy Ring. A series that has been all offense, is in control of the Tigers. Detroit getting it done, and among others, Ty Cobb is hitting .500, 8 for 16. And the Reds not doing too shabby either at the plate, but it has been the Tigers who've been able to get it done late when they've had to. And now the Reds are up against the wall with a must-win situation and a long shot at coming back in the series. But of course, it ain't over till it is over. And let's head out now and see how the drama is going to play out for game number 5 from Cincinnati's Crosley Field. Let's see if the Reds can survive, or can the Tigers wrap up this series? Crosley Field, we're in the first inning. Runners on the corners for Detroit. Manouche, the hitter. Manouche will line a single here now to right field. That'll get a run in. So the Tigers get on the board first in this crucial game number 5. It's 1-0 Detroit. And Lou Blue a chance with 1 out and 2 on. And Blue's going to line this one fair into left field. 1 run in. Another run holding up at third. Runner, I should say. And it's 2-0 now in favor of the Tigers. The double by Blue. So to the second, Cobb up there with the man on, 1 out. Cobb lines it into the gap. That's going to get all the way back to the scoreboard. Cobb on his horse. Run around in third. It's an RBI double for Ty Cobb. 3-0 Detroit. They are smelling maybe a series win tonight. Can they get it done? It's 4-0. We move to the third. Heine Groh up there with Hooks Doss at the plate, and this ball's lined in the left field. That's going to get the Reds on the board. Run in. Another run going to score, so 3-2. A big RBI hit by Groh brings the Reds right back into this game. And Lee McGee now with the chance, and he lines it to center field. Cobb can't get it. It's going all the way to the wall. Runner heading for third. He's going to try to score, and we are tied up. The Reds pick themselves up and get 3 here in the second inning. Groh scores. McGee with the double, and we are even now. It's 4-3, I should say, in the 4th inning. My bad. The Tigers are up a run. The Reds down 1. Greasy Neal, the hitter, here in the 4th inning. Neal's going to line a single. That'll bloop into center field, so we got first and second. Nobody out here for the Reds. In the 4th inning, Blackburn, the hitter. Maybe looking to bunt. Here's Doss's pitch. This ball is hit to third. We got to play it first. Runners advance with 1 out. Jimmy Ring now up with the bases loaded. Only 1 out. A big chance for the Reds. This ball's hit in the center field. Here comes Cobb. He's got it. Runners will hold, so that wasn't deep enough. So we got 2 outs. Still a big chance with Groh at the plate. 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. Strikeout. A big strikeout there by Doss. He gets his man, and that will preserve the lead for the Tigers and keep the bases stranded for the Reds. A big strikeout there. It is now 6-3 as the Tigers have added to their lead. And now Ty Cobb steps to the plate with the bases loaded and nobody out. A nightmare situation. And Cobb is going to lift this one to left field. That ball's going to drop. 2 more runs are going to score. It is 8-3 Detroit. Big hit by Cobb, and now the Tigers in good control. They increase their lead big time. It's 12-3 in the 7th inning. Ed Roach, the hitter, with 1 out here. It is all Tigers today in game number 5 so far. Here's a long drive to right field. That's going to be a long home run, almost out of the park. 454 feet. Some frustration there by Roush, but it's not going to do much damage. 13-4. We continue now in the 8th inning. Johnny Basler, the hitter. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here's the pitch. This ball's drilled, and that might clear him, folks. That goes all the way to the wall. 2 runs in. It's going to be 15-4. It's the 18th hit for the Tigers. They've just mashed Cincinnati pitching all series long. 16-4 our score. We are again still not done. In the 9th, Manouche up with 1 out. The base is loaded. And this one's drilled to left field. It's going to get more runs in. The 21st hit for the Tigers. It is now 18-4. Believe it or not. And they're not done yet. Here's Cutshaw at the plate. Could they get 20? Ace hit. It's going to score 2 more. It is 20 runs for the Tigers. 22 hits. Holy cow, what a performance by Detroit in this ball game. We move bottom of the 9th. Ed Roach and the Reds closing down shop here. It just wasn't their night. Here's a ground ball to second. Taken to second base unassisted. That will do it. Game number 5. An embarrassment of riches for the Tigers. They win the series and the game 20-4. They scored 10 runs in the last 3 innings and got the job done. What a hitting series it was overall for the Tigers. Lou Blue, 4 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 3 runs scored. Heine Manouche, 3 for 5, 3 RBIs, 4 runs for him. Harry Heilman, 2 for 4. He scored 4 runs. 3 times he walked in this ball game, which was all Tigers. It just wasn't the job done well by the Reds pitching all series long. They struggled, and they paid the price. To be honest here, the Reds only used 6 pitchers for the entire series, and they suffered the consequences with none of them having a good series. The best ERA you can see there is 5.87, and the rest is downhill from there. The Tigers just demolished Reds pitching in this series. For their part, hitting-wise, Ivy Wingo had a very good series. He drove in 5. You see here Ed Roach had 8 RBIs, hit 381. Heine Groh with 6 RBIs, so some very good hitting for the Reds that kept them competitive. But it was all Tigers, and when we look at their numbers, you can see here Lou Blue hit 533 with 6 RBIs in the series. Cutshaw off the bench had 3 RBIs. Heilman hit 500, 10 for 20. Looking further down, you can see here Ty Cobb, 9 RBIs, a home run, 435. Cobb at his best. Rigney had 10 hits. Pratt hit 381 with 5 RBIs, and it goes from there. I don't think we've seen many series, if any, where the offense has been more dominant than this 23 Tigers team here in this series in these 5 games that they produced in. The pitching, so-so for the Tigers. Obviously, Ray Francis there with a nice win, 5 innings of work. He was able to get the win in game number 4. You got Rip Collins, who went 6 innings and did very well. Hicks Doss, not as strong. He was battered around 1-1 with his ERA over 7. And you can go from there. Some of the other arms for the Tigers struggled, but when the offense was as dominant as this one, it didn't matter. So the Tigers won all 3 games at Crosley Field. They loved that park. They actually won 4 in a row after dropping the opener to the Reds. They ran away with it. So Detroit, moving on. Ty Cobb, the MVP of the series. No big surprise there. Cobb, the player manager, leading his team to great glory in this one. He was 10 for 23, homer, 9 RBI, scored 5 runs, and had a 536 on base and a 1.144 OPS. Cobb at his best. So that's a wrap. Series 155, a lot faster than maybe we anticipated, but it was all Tigers. The 1923 Tigers pretty much dominate the 1918 Cincinnati Reds. In 5 games, they take it 4 games to 1. Ty Cobb, the MVP. That's the end of Series 155 for you. Glad you're with us. Glad you enjoyed the excitement of this very, very offensive-filled series. We move on now as we get ready for 156, but 155 is a wrap. The Park Baseball 20 is our game engine. Hope you're enjoying the action. We will see you very soon.